Alrighty, we are all live on YouTube, live on Instagram, live on Facebook. Welcome back to another Wednesday Reiki Reset. My mouth, I was meditating before I tuned in here. My mouth has not yet woken up. How now, brown cow? The skeleton took a shower. The skeleton ran out of shampoo in the shower. I'm laughing because I'm ridiculous as a human being, but like also if someone's scrolling through and it's like, oh, I'm gonna see what this Reiki reset thing's all about, and they tune in, I'm here going, how now, brown cow? I don't know if I want to be a part of this. And swipe off and look at recipes for sourdough, anything like that. Just pause this for a moment. All right. So, yes, welcome back to another Wednesday Reiki Reset. It's that W going into those double R's. Wednesday Reiki Reset. Wednesday Reiki Reset. My name's Ross. I am your local spiritual strategist and grounded mystic, and I serve spiritually curious seekers like mindful moms and gentle men who walk the line between the mythic and the mundane. And I guide them to breathe truth back into their bodies and live from their inner sacred flame through transformational soul work and alchemical healing. And tonight we're going to get into some Reiki healing. I've set the intention that this will be available. The energy will be available if you tune in live or if you catch the replay. So whether you're here now or you're here later, the energy will be here until these videos are deleted and an AI version of me takes over, which I don't know if AI could handle generating all of this back here. So, as we do, go ahead and start taking some nice deep breaths, settle into your space, and if it feels safe, you can let your eyes gently close. And just start breathing deeply. I did want to pull a card here. Yeah, just go ahead and breathe deeply. It's been a weird couple energy days, so let's see what the message is for the folks that are tuning in. What needs to be seen? What needs to be shown? You know what I'm going to do. This one wants to come out. I'm going to put that right there. We're going to come back to it at the end. We're going to come back to that at the end. We're going to wait until all of my stuff's going on. It's right here. I haven't flipped it over yet. Let's see. Oh, I got the book, the little booklet covering. So I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. But just leave that there and we'll see what comes through and what that resonates with. I'll get my notebook here so if anything comes through, I can write it down. And yes, breathing in and out through the nose. Letting that breath fill up the low belly on the inhale. And breathing out, letting the low belly deflate on the exhale, almost like you're pulling your belly button back to your spine. And as you're breathing deeply like that, just go ahead and become aware of all the spaces and places where your body is making contact with the chair, the couch, the floor, the mat, the bed, the grass. Just be aware of the space between you and the space beneath you. We're already starting to cook. So yeah, let's get into this. Go ahead and start to imagine all of those spaces and places between you and the chair or whatever surface is beneath you. Imagine those spaces and places becoming tiny pinwheels of light. And with each deep breath, those pinwheels of light spin wider and wider until your buttocks, thighs, legs, feet, all of those spaces and places are just a glowing white plane of light. And with your next deep exhale, you can begin to sense, feel, imagine hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tree roots of light emerging from that bright white plane of light. And with each deep exhale, those tree roots of light slip and slide over each other as they sink through the chair, through the surface beneath you, slipping and sliding over each other until they sink through the floor, through the ground, each deep breath taking them deeper and deeper through the bedrock, through the mantle, slipping and sliding, twisting and turning. Maybe as those tree roots of light expanding from your white plane of bright light as they sink into the earth, maybe they twist and turn and interact with other tree roots of light from the other folks. Slipping and sliding as they sink into the warm center of the earth. And still breathing deeply, seeing, noticing, sensing these tree roots of light connecting with that warm center. You can feel yourself tethered, rooted, secured, but not restrained, not restricted, not withheld. You are safe, seen, and cherished, rooted fast to the core of the earth. And with yourself now rooted to the warm core of the earth, you can sense and imagine that those tree roots of light turn into tubes of transmutation. And with each exhale, you can send any dense energies, any stuck energies, any negativity, anything weighing on you, you can send it through those tree roots, down through the floor, through the ground, through the bedrock, twisting and turning until they sink into the earth, where they are transmuted, transformed into your greatest and highest good, and that is what you can inhale. So if you are sending stress down with the exhale, you can imagine breathing in peace. If you're exhaling anger, you can imagine that getting transmuted into joy, and that is what you inhale. And call in any of your guides, guardians, and allies, spirit team, star crew, anyone you typically work with. I'll do the same, and we'll go for about 15 minutes or so. Someone needs to hear this. Put your hand on your heart. Maybe your upper heart. The space below the clavicle and the bottom of the sternum. Just let your hand rest there. And if your hand is on your heart, you get the sense that it wants to move, maybe down to your ribs or belly or hips, or even further up into your throat or onto the clavicle. That's fine. Just follow your intuition and let it lead you where it needs to go. Remember, you are the healer. You are the medicine. You are the prayer. If you still have your hands on your chest, stomach, hips, and the energy or sensation feels stuck, try just moving your hands around, not lifting up off the body, just moving them around either clockwise or counterclockwise. Try going one way and then try going the other and see which one feels like there's more, loosening. Mhm. Hmm. The heart hurt feels like it's actually behind the heart. So if that feels like a message for you, like if you're hearing this and that feels true, you can have one hand on the front above your heart or wherever feels natural. Then take another hand and put it on your back. You want to have it kind of being opposite the other hand. But again, follow your own intuition. You're your own healer. And with one hand in the front and one hand in the back, just imagine that there is no body between them. See if you can imagine your fingers of the front hand touching the palm of the back hand. Like there's nothing there except space, peace, and love. Excuse me. And if you feel like you need to, you can move your hands around. Loosening something. Try doing the gentle rotation. And then, excuse me. Still imagining and sensing that the hands are touching each other. Just kind of slowly and gently bring them together. Moving one from the back toward the front and the one in front toward the back until they meet. And slowly and gently bringing your hands together. And then here's where you really get to take your intuition for a test drive. We're going to separate our hands and we're going to separate in a moment whatever it was that was behind our hearts. So in a moment, I'm going to encourage you to do whatever feels correct for you. I'm going to give you a few examples. If you want to use one of those, fine. If you want to use whatever your heart, your intuition is telling you, I encourage you to do that. So, real easy one is just wiping your hands. You can clap them, kind of throw it down to the ground like you're throwing a ball on the ground. There's a window nearby. You can take your hands like you're blowing something out. Like there's a bunch of pixie dust in your hands and you're blowing it out the window. You can do one of those or whatever feels correct for you. And slowly and gently, without any kind of rushing, wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe rock from hip to hip if you're sitting, or if you're laying for that matter. Excuse me. Roll your head back and forth. Right ear over right shoulder, left ear over left shoulder. Do that as many times as feels necessary. Letting your chin come down to your chest and slowly raising your neck. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. That was good. That was good stuff. All right. Oh, we went over. Got lost in the sauce. Knew that was going to happen. Oh boy. All right. Well, it's the internet. It's the fall of late stage capitalism. Where else we got to be? So working backward, lots of animals today. Lots of animals. Butterfree was actually what showed up, the Pokemon. I think we had some Pokemon last week or a few weeks ago. But if that doesn't resonate with you, butterfly would also work. That symbol of transformation, but it was specifically Butterfree, so that might be for someone. So there was a heart hurt before I even started doing stuff. I noticed the heart hurt, and we were working on that quite a bit. And it felt like the heart was bruised, but it felt like an energetic bruise. So if Pokemon wasn't weird enough, we got some UFO, some benevolent ETs dropping stuff in. Let me explain what I saw because it's weird. How they showed it to me was weird. Uh, so there was a UFO, like a classic flying saucer, disc-shaped, little bulb on top, the whole thing. Kind of like that. And then they were dropping something into the earth. Kind of like when they send, I don't know what they're called, like the tinier submarines off of ships. You know, they're still tethered to the ship on the water, but there's something small going deeper. They were launching something down very, very slowly, very deliberately. And whatever that something is, it's a gift. It's an offering to us, and it's only going to come to the folks who are already primed for that kind of thing, who are already developing that kind of relationship with the benevolent ETs. So can't wait to see what this is. Whatever it is, this is going to lead to rebirth and transformation. And the visual I got was they're up there and they're sending this down into the earth, and I saw like ovaries overlaid on the earth, but it wasn't like a sexual thing, and it definitely wasn't like a a forceful kind of invasion of the sexual kind. But it was they showed me that because it's that kind of energetic creation of these two things coming together to birth something new. The crescent moon may be relevant for someone, or maybe something will happen during the crescent moon, and it was specifically the one shaped like a C. I don't know enough about moon phases to know if that's a waning or waxing, so I'll definitely look that up before I post the notes everywhere. Elephant was here. That wingless dragon came back. That was here maybe a month ago. I'd have to check. But they're very specific. I think that's Asian. I'm not sure if it's Chinese or Japanese, but like that long kind of snake-like dragon that can fly even though it doesn't have wings. That showed up, and yeah, the heart hurt. So this is 4141. Let's see what the card was. New moon. Look at that. So new moons are all about new beginnings. It's the lowest energy in the moon's phase. It's a great time to set intentions. It's a great time to plant seeds. It's not a time for harvesting. It's not a time for action. That's why I would do the down-regulating breath work around the new moons to take advantage of the lull, the low tide. So keep an eye on the moon phases for the next, I don't know, keep an eye on the moon phases until we get to a new moon or a crescent moon, whichever one comes first. Something might be coming. Some delivery might be coming. 4242. All right. This is wild. I've gone on way too long. I'm about to go eat some peanut butter and some cacao, ground myself. I will look up that crescent moon, see like where it is in the phases, and I'll put that in the notes. And if you found value in this, would love a donation to my Venmo. That'll be down in the places as well. But these are community offerings, so there's no obligation. But if you did find value in this and would like to continue your journey or like to work together, if you find that you are one of those spiritually curious seekers that I talked about and you want to work with me, you can drop me a DM. You can visit my website. It's all wherever those things are. So thank you again for joining me tonight, and I will see you next week. Much love to you all. Boom. And now. End stream.